Hello YouTube, reacting to a video here from Candid with Lubna. Quite happy to see that she is still posting. There was a point where she got threatened by people within the Pakistani community for essentially tattletelling, grassing them up for their ideology and their beliefs, and she got threatened for it, and she was going to stop making content, but she hasn't. So I'm happy to see that because we need people like Lubna on our side to be able to shine a light into the darkness that is occurring within our country. The link for this video will be in the description. Go give her a subscribe, support her channel, and I'm going to get straight into this. Sorry, and the video is called Stop Shitting on English People.
So guys, those ethnic minorities that think that they can live in England and shit on English people and the English culture, these ethnic minorities need to be called out. Now, since
Correct, you cannot shit on the locals.
I joined X literally when the beginning of this year, there is so much crazy stuff that I get to see, and that does really make my blood boil. And one such example is of this nutcase, Narinder Kaur. So this is
Narinda's a
yesterday
moron.
where British people in Britain are raising the British flag. And this
I mean, few things wrong here. Why shouldn't it be called Operation Raise the Colours? Because in the United Kingdom, unlike most countries, we have multiple flags. So we have the Union Jack or the Union flag, which is three colours, like many colours. Like the Irish refer to their flag as the tricolour flag, I believe it's called. So there's three colours within that flag, and then there's the English flag, which has two colours. Scottish flag and the Northern Irish flag both have two colours, and then there's the Welsh flag, which has three colours, I think: white, green, red. So they're all, raise the colours is a good name for it. And not only that, we also get to use our correct spelling of colours. And then this presumption that doing it near the Turkish and the Chinese is offensive or something, but like, to be honest, English people don't have any issue with the Chinese. The Chinese are not going around committing violent crimes. There is this. I would say I wouldn't want to call it a myth, but there's a presumption with English people that the Chinese aren't paying their taxes, and that's why so many Chinese takeaways are cash only. But I mean, I wouldn't really know a lot about that. But the Chinese are not a problem, and the Turkish at least seem to sympathise with the British cause to some degree. Like the Turkish barbers I know very often have British flags up in their barbers. For those that don't know, in a geopolitical sense, like, Turkey does not like the other Islamic countries. Turkey does not like Saudi Arabia. They do not like Iran. They do not like Egypt. They don't like any of their sort of Islamic neighbours. Essentially, Turkey as a state, as a geopolitical function, does not like anybody. They are out for themselves. To a certain degree, like they are seen as like being a bad ally in NATO. They're sort of like a hindrance rather than helping. For instance, they won't allow American ships into the Black Sea to help with the Ukrainian cause or whatever, which is probably maybe a good idea. But yeah, American ships are banned from going into the Black Sea by Turkey. It's Turkey that do it. So like, I don't know. If I think the Turkish are going to get upset, I mean, the Turkish are out for themselves essentially. They do not subscribe to the groupthink that the sort of all the rest of the Muslims in the country abide by. Turkish are very much just off on their own thing. And I would say most Turkish people in the UK are they like to be involved with British culture. Like the takeaways near me that are run by Turkish people very often will have like England flags up in the window when England are doing well in like a World Cup or the Euros. So I don't know, she's completely off base here, Narinda.
silly, ridiculous woman seems to have an issue with it. She posts a tweet saying, going around raising flags in what's apparently called Operation Raise the Colors, intentionally in front of Turkish barbers and Chinese takeaway, where they probably got a fresh trim and a Chinese before heading home. Thick as fuck. This is
Correct,
the
Narinda, you
picture,
are thick as
guys,
fuck.
right? And these are
It's not a
proud
logically
British
valid
men
argument.
raising the British flag in Britain. I see no issue with this picture at all. Actually, I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Other than him wearing socks
And
with
I
sliders.
had to comment on this post because I was really, really annoyed. And
Yes.
I wrote,
Correct. This is England. Oh wait, I'll let her
this
say
is
it. Sorry.
England. They can raise this flag wherever they want, thick as fuck.
Yep, correct. It's our flag. Like we can raise it if we so desire. On a flagpole, it can only be like I think it's 4.5 meters tall. But it's our flag, and we can use it if we so wish. My channel is called Adam the Afam because I'll be going to the Philippines, right? And they will be able to fly their own flag, and nobody's going to cause an issue. So why can we not fly our flag in our country? And I know why it is. People like try to say, "Oh, but colonialization irrelevant." It doesn't matter if colonialization happened. We can still fly our flag. And like for one, nobody's ashamed. Nobody should be ashamed of being British. We benefited the world. We birthed the modern world. The world you live in is due to us, the British. And then my second point. I remember my second point. I'm gonna have to edit this out.
Now, this has really annoyed me because what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling is that there are a growing number of ethnic minorities who think that it's okay to shit on the English people and also live here. And I feel like it's my duty as an ethnic minority to call these ridiculous, stupid clowns out. So all I could
Yes.
say is, what flag are you expecting in this country? This is
Yeah.
Britain. We are living.
Like when I go to the Philippines, right? If I shit on the locals, I'm gonna be in a bad state. I'm either going to get sorted out, not in a legal way, or the police are gonna get me. They're gonna make sure I'm taken to immigration control, sent out of the country, and then blacklisted from ever coming back. If I badmouth the locals, and that is exactly what we should do. If you disrespect a local here, you should be very, very scared for what's going to happen to you.
In England, expect to see the British flag, the English flag in England. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I would say very racist of anyone to not want to see that flag in this country.
Correct.
And, I'm fed up of these people slagging England off, slagging English culture, slagging the English people. Like, it's really, really annoying. And all I could say is that these people, and a lot of these people, these ethnic minorities, like, come on, let's be honest, right? Our parents, our grandparents, we do come from third world countries. And I think sadly, a lot of these people who are ethnic minorities don't have an appreciation of English culture. They don't.
Yeah, they bring with them that third world mentality, that victim mentality. Like, oh, what was me? It's always somebody else's fault. I'm not in charge of my own destiny. And you've got to abandon that when you come here. This is a land of it should be a land of opportunity when the government aren't like corrupting it and making life hard for the natives. But coming to our country is a great privilege, and you should consider it that. You came from a less developed country to a more developed country. Our country is better than the country that you came from, and you should respect that. If you don't respect that, piss off to where you came from.
Have an appreciation of the literature, the laws and regulations, and everything that this country has given the world. And all they think about is colonialism, and they think that that's a good excuse to now shit on English people. This is what you.
Yeah, it's a completely invalid argument. As you say, it's like the sins of the fathers sort of thing. Like you don't punish children for what their fathers did, and not only that, but our ancestors didn't commit these crimes. Like my ancestors were minors. As far as the ones I've managed to find, anyway, they were minors. They never even probably saw slaves. Never had the right to vote until like the last few hundred years. It's completely preposterous to blame colonialization to try and subjugate the locals that live in that country. Like the locals in this country when colonialization was happening were just as powerless as any other country that Britain ruled over. We were essentially the same. We didn't have slavery, yeah, but that's because we got rid of slavery. Like William the Conqueror made slavery, like it didn't outright ban it, but I can't remember. It's hard to research this, but slavery, due to his influence, decreased by 25% by the time that the Doomsday Book was released, and then by I think it was 1130, it had gone. There was no more slavery. By the time Magna Carta had been signed in the United Kingdom, in England, sorry, there was no more slavery. So, but there was still serfdom, and our ancestors didn't have the rights that we have now. But these people who are trying to blame colonialization seem to have this faulty assumption that like we had slaves here and all British people were benefiting. Like, no, we weren't. We were ground under heel, much the same as anybody else.
You would call a third world mentality, where even where someone is born in the first world, they are holding on to their third world mentality. And sadly, a lot of this behavior and mindset is learnt behavior. And all I could say to you guys is, you guys, right? You ethnic minorities like you guys who hate the British flag, and you know, don't miss an opportunity to try to belittle English people. You guys are causing divisions within this country. You guys are the racists. You guys and the pathetic victimhood mentality you have, it's really off-putting. And all I could say is, guys, I'm sorry, right? If you're coming from an ethnic minority background, but you have insecurities, those insecurities of yours will not go away by shitting on the English people. You know, you need to
Correct.
get some, I don't know, counseling done or some trauma therapy or whatever's going on in your brain. Like, because
You
I
know, all you're doing by shitting on the locals is you're painting a big target on your back should things go south. And as I've said in previous videos, I do not want a civil war or a revolution. But if it does happen that way, you people that have been shitting on the locals, you're not going to be having a fun time once things start getting rough.
I don't understand how you could hate England, because that's the way it comes across, guys. People like this, it comes across as if they hate England. How could you hate the country and then also live in the country? It makes no sense. You're causing divisions and then you're playing the victim card. And if you're doing this for likes and subscribers and to become more famous, is very, very pathetic. It's a very dangerous game that you're playing. So what I would suggest is, if you
Correct. Very, very dangerous. I mean, don't get me wrong, what I'm doing is potentially dangerous, but in my opinion, if anything kicks off, the natives will win and I will survive. So I'm not concerned. And not only that, I'll be in the Philippines most likely because I'm going in a few weeks and I'm staying there for a while. And it's, yeah, I sort of predict things will kick off when I'm not even in the country, to be honest. So, but you guys that want to live in the country and badmouth the country and the natives from the country, you're making things very troublesome for your own future.
hate the British flag, if you don't like the English culture, if you don't like the people, and if in your thick mind the English culture is just eating pork and drinking alcohol and having sex before marriage, if that is what you think English culture is, you clearly don't deserve to live in this country, and because you clearly don't have.
Correct. Get out if that's what racist shit you think. I mean, me personally, I know this is anecdotal. I don't even really drink alcohol anymore. I have done. Nothing wrong with alcohol consumption. I'm not going to shame people for it as long as you're not like a straight up alcoholic. And there's nothing wrong with eating pork as well. Essentially, consuming pork could be one of the reasons why Europe went on to conquer the rest of the world. Not the only reason. I'm not saying that eating pork caused that, but we get a lot of sustenance from pigs. They can't eat them in the Middle East. That's why in Islam and Judaism they don't eat pigs because something happens to the pork. I can't 100% remember, but in arid desert countries, pigs become poisonous when you consume them. But not in like temperate countries like ours or tropical countries like the Philippines. So pigs are an essential animal within our consumption, to be honest.
An appreciation of the true English culture, what England is known for, what English people are known for. And, you know, I'm absolutely blessed that I was born in England. I really, really appreciate it. I know that sadly, the third world countries that our parents come from, life is not that green in those countries for people in general and for women in particular as well. So it does pain me quite a lot that people who have come here, who have maybe even been born here, they feel like they can manage their insecurities by shitting on other people and trying to make other people.
Yeah, it's complete projection. It's sort of like when women don't like being single, so they shit on men. Like they cannot fathom why they're still single and nobody will date them. So it must be men's fault. It must be men's fault why they can't find a man. It's the same with these Islamic types that come to the UK, can't make it work, so they have to blame us. I'm like, no, it's your fault. I mean, I could blame it because I was born here and raised here. And I have been ground into the dirt by the system. But you guys, you have no excuse. You can piss off back to where you came from.
People feel bad. So sadly, the claim to fame of a lot of these types of people is just trying to create more division. And like I said, it's a dangerous game. So these people need to be called out. Expect to see the British flag in Britain. Expect to see the English flag in England. For me, that should be the norm versus other people's flags. In England, I should be surprised to see the Pakistani flag or the Indian flag or the Chinese flag or whatever. In England, I should not be surprised to see the English flag. Sadly, that's the way things have become now in the UK, where people are attacked almost, right? Online like trolls like Narinder Kaur who attack people for raising the flag, their flag in their country. So I would just like to remind all the ethnic minorities, you may have been born here, this may be your home, but England is the land of the white English people. This is a fact.
Yes. English people come from England. Being here for at least 1,000, almost 1,000 years now as like a ethnic group of English. Longer than that, essentially. But after William the Conqueror formed England, nobody else invaded. So we are the English people. Like Lubna, as nice as she is, she would be remiss to call herself English. She's not ethnically English. She's British, of course. That's a nationality, but ethnically, she's not English. And I'm sure she would admit that.
Right? You have India Narinder Kaur to go back to if you really want to go back there. My parents were from Pakistan. I only love England. I don't have Pakistani nationality. And I'm only interested in England. England is my home. However, I do understand that it's me being born in England is not the same thing as me having English heritage.
Hooray! I called it there. I said that she would respect that. And I was right. And that is correct. I mean, Konstantin Kissin says the same thing. Like, he's an immigrant here. He's not ethnically English. And his children, he's Russian, and his wife's Ukrainian. And their children aren't English. He himself said it would be stupid to call them English. They're not. They're Slavic.
Me being born in England is not the same thing as someone who's born here and whose ancestors have lived here for like hundreds or even thousands of years. It's not the same thing.
Correct. I mean, the miners, as I said earlier, part of my family were miners, right? And they come from Cornwall. So it's more than likely I do have Celtic DNA. So that would be my ancestors have been here not since the beginning, but since humans started like emigrating to these islands when nobody lived here.
Guys, and I'm sorry if that's making you feel insecure, but by shitting on the English people, that is not a good, healthy way of managing insecurities. Please get counseling or just leave the country. All I could say is integrate, assimilate, or migrate. Those are the options, because what's going to happen is you guys are causing so much hatred and division that if the other ethnic minorities don't start speaking up for the English people, then I feel like it's going to feel like a us versus them situation, and it's not going to be good. And all I could say is you're either standing with the English people or you're standing against the English people.
Correct. And this isn't like what the pro-Palestine people tried to say, like, oh, you're either with us or against us. Like, no, that's a foreign country. It has nothing to do with me. I don't care. But England is my country where I live, right? So in that instance, yes, if you're in our country, you are either with us or you are against us. And again, I don't want a civil war, but if a civil war does occur, then if you're against us, you're not going to win. You're gonna not enjoy what's going to happen. But just to clarify again, I don't want a civil war, but I can tell which way the wind is blowing, and if it does kick off, we win, you lose. So suck it, essentially. But I'm going to leave this video here. Make sure you subscribe to Narinder and give her video a watch as well, and I'll see you in the next one.